Joining us now is Fox News contributor and economic expert Liz Peek. Liz, it's great to have you back on. It's good to see you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Liz, I'd like you to listen to the soundbite. Hillary Clinton took a shot at far-left progressives, blaming them for not getting things done and saying they could cause Democrats to lose elections. Let's listen to this. Watch.
I think that it is a time for some, careful thinking about what wins elections, and not just in deep blue districts where a Democrat and a liberal Democrat or so-called progressive Democrat is going to win. I understand why people want to argue for their priorities. That's what they believe they were elected to do. Look, I'm all about having vigorous debate. I think it's good, and it gives people a chance to be part of the process. But at the end of the day, it means nothing if we don't have a Congress that will get things done, and we don't have a White House that we can count on to be sane and sober and stable and productive.
Okay, sounds like Hillary's throwing the far left under the bus. What do you say?
Well, she's right, Liz. The progressives have led the Democrats off a really steep cliff, and now they're wondering how this all happened. Well, it happened because Bernie Sanders was instrumental in getting Joe Biden in the White House. So that wing of the party has had an outsized influence in the agenda and a very loud voice. If you look at the very important special elections that took place across the country this year, not one progressive beat out a moderate candidate mostly in districts that were very Democrat, but not extremely Democrat. That is to say, yes, they were going to always win elections, but it wasn't like 90-1. Hillary Clinton's right. The people making the most noise, like AOC, are people who are in districts that will never, ever go Republican. And they have forced on their party policies like those that dumb down law enforcement, defunding the police, that Americans are going to turn against in spades in 2022. So I think Hillary's right. I mean,
yeah, we hear you. Hillary's making. Yeah, I mean, Hillary's probably one of the only ones standing up and saying, listen, you guys on the far left, you're doing the party wrong. The Financial Times editorial board says the far left progressives and Biden misjudged the nation's mood, too. There's also the social media critics are saying, President Biden, you boasted about your economic record, quoting an anonymous analyst. But, what they're saying is that the White House is claiming 6 million jobs, 4% jobless rate, applications for small businesses are up 30%. They're claiming economic victory. What do you say?
I think I say Joe Biden came into office with the economy already growing at 6%, with the recovery well underway. They haven't created jobs. They put jobs back where they were to begin with. We have never shut down our economy the way we did last year, Liz. All these records and so forth really are kind of meaningless. What we have is lower real wage growth because inflation is outpacing wage growth. So people are feeling pain. Only 22% of the country thinks the economy is good or excellent. That really tells you all you need to know.
Liz, economist Steve Moore writes that people keep telling him, quote, I didn't like some of the things Trump said or the way he acted, but I have to admit I like what he did for the economy. And he's saying that basically the White House claims of their economic success, Stephen Moore saying, no, you got to look at the underlying numbers. And he's saying that the best advocate for Trump's policies, vindicating Trump's policies, are all the things that you just detailed and more. It's not just inflation. It's also gas prices going up. It's falling paychecks eroded by inflation. Remember that Washington Post 2016 headline that said Trump's going to destroy the world economy? That didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. Look, when you take away regulations, which is one thing that Donald Trump did, particularly for small businesses, lower taxes, give people more incentives to work, the economy really begins to hum. Investment goes up, productivity goes up, and wages go up. What we've had is this unbelievable pumping up of the economy through government spending. You just had a piece about the government debt. That is fueling a lot of growth, as is this enormous increase, $5 trillion increase in the Fed's balance sheet. This is not going to end well, Liz. I think the Fed is way behind the curve. This is not very sustainable.
Liz Peek, thanks for joining us. It's good to see you. Come back soon.